Hi Lola,
Hi, Muslima. How are you?
I'm fine and how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, let's wait for 3 more minutes for
Sure,
others and we will start.
absolutely. Yeah.
How are you doing?
All good. How's everything there? How's the celebration? Happy Nowruz, by the way. How's everything?
Happy
How is the
Nowruz.
celebration happening in Kyrgyzstan?
It's really good. Did you already try sumalak?
I honestly didn't because we have like this big Nowruz like sumanak trees around the city in Dushanbe right now.
Yes.
I haven't really tried like the sumanak itself, so maybe I'll just buy it from the supermarket and try it.
You need to because it's really time for eating this sweet something. I
Yeah.
tried it yesterday for first
Oh,
time.
did you like it?
Yes, I adore sumalak.
Oh, really? Yeah, because like I had like friends coming from Canada and US for this like weekends for like for Nowruz. Um, and when they actually saw someone, I was like, how do I explain? So I was like, that's like our Nowruz chocolate. So like they were like, yeah, that's such a fun way to put it.
Nowruz chocolate.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Nowruz chocolate. So that's a fun way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got all the design and decorations.
Designing starting right now.
Yeah, that's very fun.
So, oh, there's already comments. Sabina, hello.
Oh yeah, I see the comments. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the platform. There's moments I feel old.
Sure. Okay. Someone is already asking for you to tell about your success story. Of course, you will tell about this in the end of this session, and it will be really motivational for everyone, for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't think there's a huge success over there, but yeah, I feel like it's more just like sharing my journey. But that's very kind of you.
Mhm. So then we're gonna start, I think.
Sure.
Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Muslima Sunova. I'm a C5+1 Youth Council's member from 2024, and I'm from Tajikistan. And today I gonna moderate this session with you. And let's present our speaker. Today's speaker is Lola Mardinaeva, and let me tell about her a little bit. So, Lola is a graduate of the Business Administration program at the AUCA, where she studied on a full ride scholarship from the U.S. Central Asia Education Foundation. She has been an active member of the C5+1 Youth Council, leading team building initiatives and impactful projects focused on youth leadership and regional cooperation. With diverse experience in startups, nonprofits, and corporate settings, she currently works as the operation and product specialist in Bhlen, as US-based tech company connecting people to local businesses and events make it shorter. In shorter, she's really active person, and if you will know about her right now, you will be really surprised. And as someone said in comments, you will be really motivated. So, and let's give her a speech. Oh, sorry.
um, Yeah, yeah, that's okay, Muslima. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Youth Council, for having me. It's a great pleasure and an honor. Yeah, so basically, I guess Muslima said most of the things. My name is Lola. I come from Tajikistan, but I did my bachelor in business administration in Kyrgyzstan. I graduated from AUC in 2024, June, basically less than a year ago. And today I'll be sharing just some of, I guess, my journey and like some tips that I've followed throughout my educate like university years. And yeah, I'm currently working as a operation and product specialist at the a US tech based company, yeah, called Bhlen. So happy to be here. Muslim, I'm not sure if we can hear you.
Sorry. And let's me tell about US Council more before she will start her presentation. So, in 2016, the US Embassy in the Kyrgyz Republic created a dynamic C5+1 Youth Council that brings together youth from Central Asia and Afghanistan with diverse backgrounds, leadership skills, and mindsets for positive change. Since October 2023, the for Civic Engagement of the American University of Central Asia has administered the C5+1 Youth Council program with a grant from the United States Department of State. The opinions, findings, and conclusions stated here in those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect those of the United States Department of State. The goal of the project is develop a regional network of civically engaged and English-speaking youth, leading leaders across Central Asia who works to advance C5+1 priorities. So, and right now, let Lola tell about her presentation and
Yeah, thank you so much, Muslima. Yeah, so today's presentation is going to be on the topic of career through university and internships. I mean, I believe it's going to be a very short presentation about different things that I think I came up just like put together. But if you guys have any questions, please let me know, and then I'll be more than happy to answer those in the Q&A session. Next slide, please. Yeah, and before we start the whole presentation, just want to say very quick, Nowruz Mubarak to everyone who's celebrating, and we really appreciate that you guys are joining us today, even though you could be been out celebrating the holiday. So yeah, Nowruz Mubarak to everyone who's celebrating. And moving on to just very shortly, I put together a slide about me just for you guys to have a better understanding. So as I mentioned, I did my bachelor in business administration, and I graduated with the best thesis award from AUCA. I've been to an exchange semester at Central European University in Austria in 2023 during my one of my during my AUCA years. I did my summer school. I had a summer course at the same university, but the campus was in Hungary. I'm a recipient of a USKF scholarship that I am pretty sure a lot of you might have heard, and also scholarship that has funded my education during my exchange semester and like summer schools. Um, and I've interned and worked up until now at 7 different organizations and companies across 3 different countries, including Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and US. And I've led and organized over 15 events, initiatives, and projects. And all of this information is like during the 4 years of my studies at AUCA. Next slide, please. Yeah, and so before we start like the whole presentation, I do want to highlight that I believe in what I've been doing throughout my education, throughout my university years. I did my best to be active academically, but also tried my best to go beyond the classroom and do different things. And the reason is in the next slide. So yeah, first of all, it was all about gaining confidence and a lot of clarity because especially when you're freshman, when you just finish school and then you come to university, which has a lot of opportunity, it really helps you and gives you an opportunity to find out what you enjoy and what you're good at, by doing different volunteering, trying out initiating projects or like being part of that, or I don't know, like taking that, SMM's part of any project or things like that. Just like trying out different things is an amazing opportunity throughout the volunteering. Also, building essential skills like communication, leadership, time management, and public speaking. I believe my own from my own experience, my public speaking has developed a lot thanks to Youth Council, because we've been initiating projects in different regions of Kyrgyzstan, and we've been traveling. And every time they would make me be the moderator, even if I didn't have experience at the beginning, or like lead the team building during the breaks, and that helped a lot. To that, like, it was a very a soft push to try myself and like in that sphere, which now is something that I do with ease and, I would say, confidence. Another point is because I believe academics is important. Academics are more than, like, they're extremely important, but they're definitely not enough if you want to do your masters, if you want to participate in international conferences, even local, I guess, events that you want to be part of. You need to have an experience and background in different spheres. And of course, doing things like volunteering and internships is always about having fun, connecting with people, and making friends and create memories. Because from my personal experience, I've made some really, really good connections and good friends from those experiences that I'm still in touch and like friends with up until today. Next slide. Yeah. So I believe finding the right opportunity is extremely important. And what I mean by that is, for example, some people might think that in order to travel and like participate in international events, you need to have a lot of money, or like and things like that. But that's absolutely not true, because speaking from my own experience, I've done a lot of international programs, and I've never really paid for myself, because I always try to find scholarships that could help me with that. So that's why, for example, if you understand that you might need financial support, you might look like for programs that have financial support, or if you apply to a program that doesn't have it, then try to find like maybe your university has some program that can help you and things like that. So finding the right opportunities is extremely important. Understanding what you need, what you have, and what you want, and then matching it with the programs that you're trying to look for. And finding the good opportunities, you could do that by just like use what's around you, the resources. For example, check your job boards at like university or like outside. Talk to professors, because professors can be your really good friends, especially taking into account the fact that everywhere you apply, you will need recommendation letters from them. So having good relationship with them is very important. And especially, and having your professor as your mentor as well. For example, if you're interested, let's say, in management, and your professor has master's degree in that sphere and like has done a lot of job, talking to one person who has experience might save you a lot of time, and might have a lot of motivation in those chit chats. And attend campus events, like for example, in case of AUCA, there are always big concerts, like a lot of volunteering, like fun and like extracurricular, and even campus like debate club and things like that. So like always trying to be active in one or other way could help you out, like again, connect with people and find opportunities. Also apply even if unsure, because you never know what can happen, and growth always happens outside of your comfort zone. Do not be afraid. Don't be afraid to aim high, and don't be afraid to try out different things, because again, talking from my personal experience, a lot of time when I thought that I'm not good enough for a program, I just applied just because my friends did, or just like applied because I was like, why not, right? And the result very often surprised me in a good way. So you never know what can the worst that you're gonna get is like a no. So why not just like go ahead and try it. And also network and follow up every time you connect with people at the different events, and like different places. Always try to, like, LinkedIn could be your professional way to connect with people, or like any other way, but like, and always try to follow up after the event. Be like, drop a message, be like, hey, my name is like, I don't know, like Lola, we met at this youth council event. It was really nice talking to you. That's it. Next time the person needs something, that person might reach out to you and like help you out, or like, and might think of you, if for example a good candidate would be needed and to fill out in any conference or things like that. So you never know really what people can help you with. So next slide, please. So yeah, and I know that time management tips in that sense, because I know that balancing your academic, extracurricular, and I like, speaking from my own experience, I've always had, I guess, enough time to spend time with my friends, have fun, spend time with my family, because I always had this mindset that I don't want to give up any aspect of my life to succeed in anything. So I've always been trying to balance everything, and so that, in order to do that, what I would usually use is like different planning tools, like writing down my plans on the paper, because for me it's like it's way too chaotic if I just keep it in my head. So later on moved on to like Google Calendar, right? Like, scheduling everything there, or like Notion. Another thing that usually helps a lot is like setting priorities weekly by, for example, what's urgent, what's not, or like I usually divide my calendar by like monthly, seeing what quizzes, what tests I had, and like things like that that was like urgently important from a university, things that are important from like projects. And so that way you can see what are your gaps that you could spend that with your friends, or like has a little me time and things like that. So another one is like, so saying no when needed to save some of your energy and focus. To be honest, I think I still struggle a bit with that myself, but sometimes it's really, really helpful. And if you're a person who can say no, that could be helpful as well. And always, always remember that you are the priority, your health, and be that physical or mental as the priority. So always make time for rest, try to balance, because it truly helps you stay consistent and like continue the work that you're doing. But like always remember that you are the main thing in that, and whatever's happening around you. Next one, please. Yeah, and then making the most of each opportunity. Just like, be proactive, do not be passive in any of the volunteering or like academics that's happening to you. And because it's an amazing, I would say it's a very easy and like free way to learn something. And that's like, that's called like learn by doing. For example, organizing events, managing a group of people, or like solving problems, even like the public speaking. Like, volunteering is a perfect place where people will not judge you. People will give you the opportunity to like try out something that you've never tried before. So like, for example, youth council helped me a lot on like how to write a budget proposal, or like things like that, things that I've never done before. But because it's a volunteering, people are eager to help you, people will be there to support you, and nobody's going to judge you if you do something wrong. So use the volunteering, for example, to learn something, so that you could use that information later on to apply for jobs or like internships. So and that's how you connect the different aspects of your life as well. Building real world skills, be that soft skills like communication, or hard skills like, I don't know, how to use a tech, or like how to make a presentation and things like that. Always try to ask questions, share ideas, or like take initiative. Do not be afraid to be extra, because it's better to be extra than like, not really saying enough and like doing enough. And also, I believe those places, like, taking the opportunities is an amazing way to network with like-minded people. Because most likely, if you attend an environmental conference, like, conference that helps, I don't know, let's say with climate change, most likely the other people that are there are also concerned with this issue. So it's an amazing way to find like-minded people and connect with them, and like, be friends and like work together in the future. Next one, please. Yeah, and then from basically all of that was said, from campus to career, I just like turn any experience that you have, be that volunteering, internship, or like, I don't know, even the smallest thing that you can do, you can turn those experiences into job skills. For example, I don't know, you played a game during like any projects. That's also an experience of managing people, right? And then that could be one of the job skills too. So like, and that could help you actually stand out in your application, because especially if you're a young professional, obviously you do not have 15 years of work experience. So those, skills that you had during your volunteering, those skills that you gained, would be your way to go to like different internships. So I believe, in my opinion, all of that is like, every little step that you take is like a chain, right? So for example, if like one volunteering can help you get another opportunity of volunteering, there's like, because you do this two volunteerings, that can help you get like, I don't know, like an internship. because you did this internship, it will help you go to the international conference. The international conference and like the previous background can help you get a job. So like you see, it's a very small, like I don't know, like puzzle, like a chain, that each of those small steps, how big or small, no matter how big or small they are, can help you achieve something in the future. So always take any opportunity that comes up and apply what you've learned. So for example, if you learn how to write a budget proposal, why wouldn't you just like, try out an internship in like finance and see if you like it. For example, for me, every year, after every academic year, I tried to go for an internship. And for example, after my first year at university, I was interested in auditing. So I came to Tajikistan for summer to visit my family. At the same time, I went to this ecovis company here, and I tried to be like an audit, right, intern. It was nice, but I realized, and I'm glad that I realized that earlier, that maybe that's not something for me, and I might need something a bit like different, more like something, that a work that would require more talking to people and like working with them. And so when I went back to university for my second year, it was easier for me because I didn't take courses that were needed for audit, but I took other courses that I wanted to try. So yeah. And next slide, please. And yeah, so just some of the tips that I would say, just some like putting it all together, is start small and always stay consistent. It's better to do small things than not do anything at all, by thinking, oh, this doesn't really matter, I'll just go for something bigger once something like an opportunity arises. Do not do that. Just like, if it's the smallest thing, just go for it. Explore different roles. Don't be afraid to be like a moderator. Don't be afraid to take, I don't know, like Instagram channel, like lead it for one day. And like just try any role that people would give you, because you might like it and that might turn into your future career. Update your CV and LinkedIn every time. Like, I really recommend everybody to use LinkedIn, because that's such a nice way to connect. And like, a lot of people now find employees, and a lot of people try to find companies through LinkedIn. So every time, for example, you went for a conference, try to take photos there, like one or two, and then post right after. I believe, for like me myself, I don't really, I'm struggling with that, but I would recommend anybody who is like interested in like developing professionally and like personally, basically, use LinkedIn, and always try to update your CV, because you never know when you might need those and to hand out. And yeah, just be open and curious about whatever's happening around you, and I'm sure the right opportunity would always be there for you guys. Next one, please. Yeah, and I believe that's it from my side. Thank you so much. And if you do have any questions specifically about my experience or like anything else, I'd be more than happy to answer. Thank you, guys.
And before we start with the question and answers, please, everyone, go and I would like to ask everyone, after watching this session, head over there to the description of the video and share your thoughts by answering two quick questions. And your feedback will really help us. Thank you, Lola. Your presentation was really amazing. And right now, let me tell more about C5+1 Youth Council. The C5+1 Youth Council is a diverse group of university students from Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. So every year, new. So is it? Here we go. Sorry. Okay. Every year, new in-person and virtual youth councils members from Central Asia countries and Afghanistan are selected among students representing local universities in Kyrgyzstan based on open competition, which includes application review and interviews, gender balance, diversity, and genuine interest in youth council's objectives. Currently, the C5+1 Youth Council network consists of 186 Youth Council alumni and 49 Youth Council members. The C5+1 Youth Council selects virtual members. The US Council reinforces the US Central Asia C5+1 joint goals of the C5+1 platform. The C5+1 US Council members and alumni conduct their own youth lead projects and align with the C5+ platform agenda: peace and security, economic growth, energy and environment, people to people connection. So here we go. with Lola to questions and answers. Please, everyone, feel free to ask questions in comment sections, and we will start with your questions.
Um, do I read it or do I read it
Okay,
myself?
no, I will read. So, first
Yeah.
question, I will start with the hi everyone. Lola, can you tell us about your success story? I need some motivation. Give them motivation, please, Lola.
Well, I don't really know. This is a very, this is a very fun way. I mean, honestly, like, I don't know. Maybe the motivation could be that, fun fact about me: I've been to 20 countries, and I guess I've never really paid for my expenses because I've always been on on all the different programs with different scholarships. So yeah, and that would be your motivation. That's why, like, motivation, I guess, to study hard and like go for different programs and like things like that, because it can really help you see the world without you know really I guess spending financially. But yeah, you'd obviously spend your time and energy on the programs, but then you'd have so much fun on the way as well. So yeah,
Thank you.
I hope
The
that
next
answers the
question
question.
is what is a YouTube live or a TED talk? Thank you.
Yeah, that's very sweet. Yeah, I guess it's far from TED Talk, but you're very sweet, Nikotun. Thank you.
But it's really close to that one, yes?
I guess, yeah, without me walking around the stage.
For sure. What was the main challenge you faced along the way?
I believe maybe just like at the beginning, just like managing everything, because like especially when you're a team leader, sometimes you forget that you not like yeah you might forget that how everything is like you are the main person who navigates everything. So like keeping everyone and everything in line and like making sure every work is done, especially for example for me as a person who usually procrastinates a lot. So it was a little hard to like make sure that everything is done on time. But I believe good mentors and like I don't know, let's for example even at youth council, like Adina, a person who usually push you and like be like, where's that, like the deadline is close, you have to do it. Like once you have those people at the beginning, it helps you, like, and then in the future I'm sure you'd be fine. But yeah, those would be my little challenge, my procrastination.
Thank you. The next question is from Ademi. Hey Lola, thank you for the presentation. Can you share the most important lesson you have learned while doing internships in different institutions?
Well, I believe the main thing that I've learned is like honestly, there's like I mean, obviously work is important and work is hard and it's great to be professional, but it's not as hard as it seems. And the work that people do at the professional level sometimes might be the work that you do as volunteering. For example, writing a project proposal, you might do it as a freshman at university, but people do it like obviously the scale is different, but then it's very similar. So do not think that, oh my gosh, this person is like so much more smarter, like so much more experienced than me. You never know. You might have the skill that is needed that people already use, or like, the tools, you might know the tools. So like, just like going for any opportunity and like, especially internships. And then especially when you go as an intern to any company, people are usually very willing to help you because, you're just new. And then don't be afraid to like ask questions and like ask for advices and like take look observe people, so things like that.
Exactly. So the next question is from my John. Thank you, Lola, for the useful presentation. I'd like to know what were the best, most useful opportunities you tried at campus? Thank you.
Yeah, I believe, I mean, I learned first about, for example, youth council when I was at campus. So I'm not to be biased that, because I'm on youth council channel, but I believe for me, youth council was one of the best things that I've learned on campus from my friends. So yeah, I believe youth council was the best because I I think we managed to make like two projects as a project leader. I was like co-lead with my friend, financial literacy and like quiz nights and like some other projects. So I believe in my case it was youth council, but there were a lot of university clubs as well. For example, my two other friends, they had like their own case club, so it was really nice to help them out as well sometimes. And like like university clubs were like very very helpful as well.
Thank you. And there are a lot of in the comments, people are saying thank you to you. So,
Yeah,
and
thank you.
if there is no question, else, I would like to ask a question from me, from us. So, what did you do as a member and alumni with C5+1 Youth Council?
Yeah, so just like I said, I remember when I just joined the youth council, I joined it online because of COVID. At that time, I remember we had like our first project in Nareen, which we helped to like as a part of organizing team. Later on, when we came to Bishkek, we had the opportunity to work part of the organizing team in different quiz nights, across I believe 6 regions of Kyrgyzstan. Later on, me and my friend, we took the leadership of the quiz night. We conducted it, I think, in 5 more cities. Then the last project that I did was financial literacy projects in 2 different cities of Kyrgyzstan. And yeah, overall, we at one point we led the team building event, I guess, deep department, if you can call it so. We're organizing different team building events for all the youth council members at that time. Right now, I became an alumni, so I hope to, stay connected and continue working. Right now, we're working on a different project for like Youth Council alumni grant. So excited for that, and I hope we'll share more information on that soon with everybody who wants to participate.
Thank you. And the second question is, what did you get from the C5+1 Youth Council?
Yeah, I believe most of the skills that I've mentioned, as like I said in the presentation, I think the biggest thing and the first thing that I learned was like my public. I boosted a lot my public speaking thanks to Youth Council because every time, it was like amazing opportunity to like every time like be moderator or like lead different things events. So yeah, I believe that and problem solving for sure because as I think Adamin in the comments and financial literacy in Jalabad, like the stress behind the scenes was like sometimes they were like a little things that were not like really that we could not see or like little issues that would arise. So problem solving for sure. And like it helped me work. I think it taught me a lot how to work with documents properly, like on how to like filling out different documents, like getting grants and like things like that. So I believe I've learned a lot of technical and soft skills from Youth Council. So that's why I'm always saying that it's one of the best programs that I've been part of, and I'm extremely grateful for it.
Thank you. And there is one more question in comments from Karim. So she's saying that firstly, thank you for the presentation. Can you tell us more about your extracurricular activities when you were a bachelor student? What did you do? And did you have any specific strategies or plans?
Yeah, so basically everything that I've shared, like so far, was during my bachelor degree when I was a bachelor student at AUCA. So like all the information, but specific plan. I mean, honestly, not really. I believe I was more like a person who I'm not really a person who stresses a lot in terms of like, oh my gosh, I have to like do this or like I have to make sure that I have achieved this or that. I'm more like a person who goes with the flow and like but whenever an opportunity arises, I try my best to like get the most from it. So like just like I tried as much as I could to enjoy my university life but at the same time make it productive because exactly like I guess my strategy was like to take as many opportunities as possible, and exactly those opportunities like Youth Council helped me see the whole Kyrgyzstan. Like I don't think I've seen my own country Tajikistan as well as I saw like Kyrgyzstan because we're organizing the events like everywhere. Like I've visited so many cities that now I'm like, yeah, I have to like using let's say Youth Council like do the same projects in Tajikistan so I can see the regions here as well, right? So like I guess that was like my strategies, like take the most, like have fun, but at the same time make sure that I'm having a productive and like nice time. Yeah, thank you, Kaim.
Thank you, Lola, for the answer. And right now, let me tell about again. So we end with a question and answers session, and let me tell about U.S. Council again. So in 2016, the U.S. Embassy in the Kyrgyz Republic created a dynamic C5+1 U.S. Council uh, that brings together youth from Central Asia and Afghanistan with diverse backgrounds, leadership skills, and mindsets for positive change. Since October 23, the Center for Civic Engagement of the American University of Central Asia has administered the C5+1 Youth Council program with a grant from the United States Department of State. The opinions, finding, and conclusion states here in as those of authors and do not necessarily reflect those of the United States Department of State. The goal of the project is to develop a regional network for civically engaged and English speaking US leaders across Central Asia who work to advance C5+1 US Council priorities. The C5+1 Youth Council is a diverse group of university students from Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Afghanistan. And currently, the C5+1 Youth Council network consists of 186 Youth Council alumni and 49 Youth Council's members. And uh, today, so Lola, I'm showing you.
Yeah.
Today, I would like to remind that today's speakers was Lola. She was a C5+1 US Council member from Tajikistan, and she talked about her experience, and it was really great presentation about her. And as in comment section, we were saying people, it was really motivation. And someone said also that Lola for them is now the new role model. So I agree with them. So, Lola, can you please share like final words or recommendations for everyone, for every viewer today? Like in shortly, what will you recommend them to do?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for all the comments. You guys are way too nice and sweet. Yeah, I would just like I was saying, throughout the whole presentation, um, please try your best to get and like learn as much as you can at university, get to try out as many opportunities as you can, and like like such as like exchange semesters and like summer schools abroad and like conferences and things like that. But always please try to make sure that you have enough time for yourself, sometimes to spend with your friends, especially if you make meet like-minded people at those different events and activities. I'm sure you'll always have fun, and then it won't be just about your work or volunteering. It's going to be also a time that you spend with people that you love. Yeah, so thank you so much for having me, and it was really nice talking to you guys. And thank you so much for the. I tried to make my presentation to look like Navruz and like spring, so I am glad people noticed it in the comments too. So it was really nice talking to you. Thank you.
So I think we are not going to end because there's again two more questions in the comments. But before we go to these two questions, I would like to everyone to after watching this session, head over to the description of the video and share your thoughts by answering two quick questions. Your feedback will really help us out. So also this link you can find out in comments if other links not working. So right now, Lola, there is a question. Sabina asking that can you give some tips to get the best status award and what are the requirements?
Well, I believe in our case, I believe what is important and like, the thesis, obviously, the introduction and like the first part of the thesis and like everything is important, but I believe the most important part would be, your analysis and the solution and like, the recommendations at the end. For example, for business administration, that was a requirement. And like, I believe the analysis, the tools that you use are extremely important. And my advice to you would be like, before like, getting the data, make sure you just specify and like you learn which analysis method you're going to use. So because like for us, we were like a little confused at some point, and then we realized that we changed the analysis tool that we use, and then we realized we don't really have as much data as we needed, right? So we had to like fill in the gaps and things like that. So and then focus on the analysis and recommendations, like how you improve it. If you're working with a company, that you're giving the recommendations to, make sure you talk to the team properly. And if, for example, they actually tell you that they're going to use any of the advice that you're giving them, that's even better. And then you could use that information in your presentation as well, at the final presentation, thesis defense. That would be even more impressive, I guess. But yeah, if you have any other questions, please just, you can always text me on different social media or LinkedIn.
Okay, thank you. And the last question is you mentioned that good time management involves setting priorities. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to choose between two equally exciting projects or activities? If yes, how did you handle it?
Well, yeah, I believe, once you are in that whole, I guess, atmosphere of doing and like, volunteering and everything, usually the opportunities come from very different sides and you don't really realize how much is happening. And obviously, for example, you might have a very important midterm, but like another very exciting event is happening at the same weekend. So obviously in my case I would choose a midterm because it wouldn't, I mean, the midterm cannot go without me, but the event can, right? So in those cases, for example, if I would be asked, for example, to be part of it, and I know that I cannot make it, or like I wouldn't have enough time to like succeed in both, I would, for example, I could like recommend a friend. I would be like, yeah, thank you for like, the opportunity. I might not be able to make it, but I have an amazing friend who's like free at that time. So maybe, you can reach out to that person and like, connect those people, and like still it's going to be a success because, and like, sharing the opportunities with your friends. For example, I always like don't feel the threat to share, I guess, the opportunities with your friends as well, because it's always, for me, like my psychology behind it would be like, it's better for me to know that, the opportunity would be taken by me or my friend than, somebody random. So like, I've always felt like sharing is caring. So yeah, just like doing that, if you know that you cannot do it, always, you can always share it with people that you know. And yeah, I guess that would be a success too.
Sure. And I think let's give the chance for our last question from Sabina. I heard from professor that in business administration, only academic track theses can get the best thesis award. Is it true?
No, because our case, we had the group project, and ours wasn't an academic track, and we still got it was the project, so we still got the best thesis award. So I believe it might have been the case a few years ago, but I don't believe it's the case these years. So yeah, I believe if you have a good analysis and like recommendations, you could go for it as well. You have equal opportunities.
Mhm. Thank you. And please let me remind you once more again that after watching this session, go and over to this description of the video and share your thoughts by answering two quick questions. And your feedback really help us out. So, so please go and fill it out. And thank you, Lola, for joining us today. It was really great. Um, so
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
thank you. And thank you for joining our session, everyone. And please stay up to date to our page on Facebook, YouTube, and Telegram and Instagram. Be active everywhere. And thank you, everyone. That's it. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. Happy Nowruz, everyone.
Happy Nowruz. Bye.